disorder. Maybe they have a high level of energy, Julian. What do you think?
I think that's true, very true. I know that that when I'm in one of my higher episodes, I do have a lot of energy, and it'll be nothing for me to walk 7 kilometers to go to the gym and work out, and then walk the 7 kilometers back home again. So, and there's no effort to it. It's just you do it, and it doesn't hurt. You don't feel anything because you're just that energized. So yeah, it does become a little obsessive that way.
And after doing these activities, you become so tired. Maybe.
Sometimes it hurts to walk up the stairs the next day. Yeah, it does get a little tiring, but usually at the end of a good workout, I feel more energized, even more energized. So it sort of feeds itself.
Mm-hmm. And do they have special diet? For
No.
example, no caffeine, no tea.
Well, the big ones are no alcohol. You can't
No
have alcohol
Yes.
If you're taking bipolar medication, because you'll have a really bad reaction. They're already sedatives.
Yeah.
So you don't want to do that. There's a lot of other drugs that you can't take, over-the-counter prescription drugs that you can't take.
Yes.
You want to avoid caffeine, definitely, in the evening. I tend to take coffee in the morning because, again, the medication makes you a little bit of a zombie in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes a little while to wear off, at least for me. It takes a little while to wear off, so I find a cup of coffee just sort of helps to get going.
Because at night you can sleep well.
The drugs will, it doesn't matter what I do at night, the drugs will make sure I get a good night's sleep.
Which is probably important to feeling well.
Very, yes, that's the biggest key to staying well, is to make sure that you get enough sleep. The psychiatrist recommended, between 9 and 10 hours sleep for someone who has a tendency to slip off the edge. So it's very important that you get a good night's sleep.
And about exercise, is it good?
Yes.
For example, going to yoga class.
Going to, that type of exercise, soothing, relaxing exercises. There's yoga for the stretching, and there's yoga nidra, which is, I guess, what they call the death pose or the dead pose, where you just sort of lie on the floor and you just allow all of your thoughts to empty out of your brain and off into it. So those types of really soothing, calming exercises are great for bipolar disorder, because it does help to empty out the mind. As I say, it gets rid of the bats in your head, and it allows clarity of thinking that way. Other types of soothing exercises are just as well. For me, I find rowing to be the best type of exercise. I like to get into the rowing machine and just go. It's a very zen type of motion. Good? Yeah, it's very good because it's healthy for your whole body, and just because of the motions that you're going through over and over again, it's very repetitious, and the repetition is very soothing, I find.
And going to nature and go walking or hiking, maybe it's good.
I think it's very good. Yeah, we have a little doggy, and we take him for walks every day. I think having a pet, if you can, having something to care for, is a good idea. Something that's going to love you unconditionally. I have a cat, and my boyfriend has a dog, and many other animals, but the dog and the cat are the two big ones. And I think it's very important to have something to care for, because it does give you a reason to sort of get out of bed in the morning, and the whole cat's got to be fed, or the dog is jumping on up and down, and it's nice.
Yes. It helps you to be relaxed.
Yeah. It sets the mood for the day.
Yes. Bipolar disorder, is it a type of depression, or the same exactly, is it a depression?
Depression is part of bipolar disorder. They used to call it manic depression, because it ran from mania to depression. Now they've sort of lumped it under bipolar disorder, which has a lot of different sides to it, but the two main components are mania, which is the high, and depression, which is the low. So depression is part of it. You can have unipolar disorder, which would be only depression. But that's just something that I've very recently come across, and it doesn't really apply to me at all. I'm definitely in the bipolar range.